Queen Namora is the ruler of Equidae, the largest and oldest kingdom in Equidae. She's the descendant of Unmay the Thunderous. Unmay was the first Pegasus to master the ability to control the weather. His bloodline can control the weather just like him. Namora is known as the living storm because she can control lightning above all else. She's very kind, but her enemies know better than to force her. Cecilia is the daughter of Queen Namora. Even though her mother had mastered the ability to control all weather, Cecilia was only able to somewhat control smaller weather phenomenons. After a victorious battle against an enemy army, a small rogue storm began to form. Cecilia, thinking she could control it, flew up towards the storm. But to her surprise, the storm began to grow stronger, spinning her out of control and into the sea. Cecilia woke up on a small cart, covered up with a wool blanket. She had no idea where she was, but she would soon learn. Aura's mother was Queen Zitha of Hippolyta. When Aura was 17 years old in Equidae years, she met Cecilia, and they became lovers. Zitha died the same year, and Aura became the youngest queen in Hippolyta's history. During the first years of Aura's reign, she and Cecilia were in a relationship on and off, before they decided just to be allies. Aura was born without her right hind leg, and has a polished white wooden peg leg. Aura worked all her life to normalize prosthetics and disabilities. Her efforts impacted all of Equidae, and nearly half of Equidae normalized prosthetics in Aura's lifetime. She is now an icon for the disabled community in Equidae. Princess Saphia is the ruler of Equidae. She is married to a scholar named Ankar and a magician named Salos. Saphia was made the sole ruler of Equidae when her mother died when she was only 12 years old. She struggled to rule for 10 years, until she met Ankar and Salos. The three of them then ruled together from then on, and the three soon married. Most of Saphia's subjects do not approve of her marriage to the common opponents, but they dare not say it. Even though Saphia is still learning how to rule, she is one of the most powerful unicorns in the world. Ankar is an earth pony from the country Memjai. They came to Equidae when she was 20 to pursue her studies. She was considered exotic and mysterious by the citizens of Equidae, and they often avoided her. But a fellow earth pony named Salos didn't treat Ankar any differently, and treated them as an equal. Ankar and Salos met the struggling Princess Saphia, and helped her rule. The three soon fell in love, and married. Ankar introduced the idea of gender-neutral pronouns to the kingdom. They helped many find their identities, and helped many young creatures feel more comfortable in their skin. Salos' parents were immigrants from the Austrian theocracy. He grew up in Equidae, but his parents taught him a lot about his culture. He wears a traditional ear cuff and cloth. When Salos was 23, he met a fellow earth pony from Memja named Ankar. The two met Princess Saphia, and helped her rule. The three soon fell in love and married. Salos is a magician, which is almost unheard of for earth ponies. Salos' work is very dangerous, but his magic helps grow crops during famine, cleans water for drinking, and so much more. Salos hopes that he and his wives will be fit to rule once they will be crowned as king and queens. King Molondi is the ruler of the Kingdom of Crows. He is the first donkey to ever sit on a royal throne. Molondi was originally in the Crows' royal guard for the unicorn King Alexei. After years of hard work, he was eventually promoted to captain, and was King Alexei's most trusted guard. After a victorious battle with the enemy kingdom, Troya, King Alexei died in battle. Right before his death, he made Molondi king, seeing as his son was not fit to rule. Most citizens of Crows were outraged by this action. Donkeys, zebras, and mules were seen as less than ponies, but he continues to prove himself to be one of the greatest kings Crows has ever had, despite King Alexei's son's rebellion. The Verlor were an ancient group of warriors that are now seen as gods. Their most famous members are Master Tonka, Master Hallo, Grand Master Roshan, and Enna. They had temples and training bases all over Equidae, but the main temple was located in Atheshire. The capital of Atheshire, Sumna, was home to the largest cave of aster crystals in Equidae. They are the source of the Verlor's powers, and each member's soul was attached to one when they came of age. Every year, a group of about 10 trainees, around 16 or 17 years old, would go to the cave with the master, and spend however long it took for everyone to find their crystal inside the cave. When one got close to their crystal, it would glow. After everyone got their crystals, they would go to the blacksmith, who would make a special type of sword, a shay. When each trainee received their sword, the blade would turn into the color of their aster crystal. After that, there would be a huge ceremony, and only then would the young trainees begin their journey to become a master. However, when the Verlor was established, it was before the world had free magic, meaning that only those with aster crystals could possess magic. Master Tonka, after years of service, realized that the Verlor had become corrupt, and have been taking magic that rightfully belonged to the whole world. So she and Enna worked together to destroy all of the aster crystal caves, and return free magic to the world. Master Hallo, Tonka's apprentice, defeated her, but not soon enough to stop her from destroying the crystals. This is why years later, everyone has some form of magic now. But even then, history paints Tonka as a villain, and Hallo as a hero. Master Tonka was a werecat master in the Verlor, and her apprentice was Hallo, who became a master as well. She and Hallo formed a mother-daughter bond, and were inseparable. However, after years of service, Tonka realized that the Verlor had become corrupt. Grand Master Roshan was stealing magic from the world, and fellow Verlor who he did not deem worthy to carry magic any longer. She and Enna both teamed up in destroying the aster crystals to free the magic. Tonka succeeded in destroying the cave in Atheshire, and was about to destroy the one in the Cribia Firelands, but Hallo defeated her. But even though the last aster crystal cave remained standing, magic was free in the world once again. The remaining aster crystal cave was useless now. Tonka is now considered a villain in history for attempting to destroy the gods, the Verlor, and Hallo was a hero for defeating her. Master Hallo was a harpy master in the Verlor, who is now the most famous warrior in history. Unlike most masters, she wears her aster crystal around her neck in the open, while most would tuck it away safely, or under clothes or armor. She grew up taught that the Verlor could do no wrong, and took it to heart when Tonka tried to dismantle the organization. She defeated Tonka, but magic was now free in the world. Now that magic was free for everyone, her own power diminished. Hallo fought her entire life to bring back the Verlor to its former glory. The public supported this, because they thought that only the Verlor was worthy to wield magic. When she died of old age, the capital of Atheshire was named after her. She was a hero in Equidae's eyes. The only descendant of Hala alive today is Vita until she has 2 children. She does not know this until her son discovers something. Grandmaster Roshan is a unicorn from Ozden, so he has a curved horn, more pointed cloven hooves, long fur around his hooves, and a longer lifespan. When he was a young trainee, he met Anna. They fell in love, but when it was time for them to become masters, they decided that having a relationship was too distracting. They cut off contact, other than their duties. Over the years, Roshan became Grandmaster. But after 100 years, he became corrupt, and began to steal magic from fellow Verlor who he did not deem worthy to wield magic. When Anna and Tonka rebelled, Roshan and Anna fought on the roof of the temple. After hours of battle, Anna finally struck him down. It was then when the two realized that they still loved each other, but Roshan died on the roof of the temple. Roshan is a hero in history's eyes like Hala, and is immortalized and idolized in many temples. Anna was second only to Roshan in the Verlor. He was half Earth pony and half Sphinx, an extremely rare and unlikely mix. He lost his eyes in the same battle Roshan got his scars. After Anna and Tenka rebelled against Roshan, Anna battled Roshan on the temple rooftop, effectively killing the Grandmaster. Anna lived for another 20 years in hiding in the kingdom of Nado before Hala found him and killed him. Anna, like Tonka, is painted to be a villain in Equidae's history books. Anna has no living descendants, but the former princess of Memgi claimed to be the only living descendant of Anna. Anna is the only known half-pony and half-sphinx in Equidae history, and historians believe that such a rare mix can never happen again. Ixo and So were the librarians in the Great Athishai Library for the Verlor. Ixo is a Kilin, and So is a Kirin. Kilins are considered to be more pure than most species in Equidae. Kirins are related to Kilins, but became a subspecies due to mixing with ponies over thousands of years. Ixo and So are married, and many think Ixo is wasting his time with So because he is not as pure. Ixo and So witnessed the fall of the Verlor, but still kept the library running without the group of warriors. Before Ixo died, he and So both agreed that the library should be passed down to their daughter Tua. 55 years after Ixo's death, So died as well, and Tua became the sole librarian for over 1,000 years. Tua was the daughter of Ixo and So, and she has been the librarian of the Great Athishai Library for 1,000 years. While running the library, Tua invented the Tuan calendar. The Tuan calendar is now widely used throughout Equidae, and is the standard calendar. The Tuan calendar measures years by BBV, before the Battle of the Verlor; ABV, after the Battle of the Verlor. Equidae hours are the same as Earth hours, 60 minutes. The Tuan calendar made the 35-hour day, the 8-day week, the 5-week month, and the 14-month year. Tua became the longest living Kirin, long exceeding the average Kirin 500-year lifespan, and she died at 250 years old.